Good morning. It's me, Kara Carouse. I'm here, your host, to be able to share with you this amazing content for this Get the Love You Want workshop. So I know it just takes a minute for people to come on. So I'll just give uno momento, one minute for people to be able to come on. I'm gonna light my Palo Santo and just sort of cleanse my space. And as you guys come on, let me know you're here. Say hi. We can expect about like half an hour, maybe 45 minutes together, depending on questions. So, come with your questions. There will be time for that. And, you can throw your comments out at any time during this live. So, just lighting my Palo Santo and then giving it a little, blowing it out, clearing the space. And I've just been doing some centering this morning and getting focused to be able to bring you guys this information, getting my energy right to be here. And I want to show you, look at these. Look at these roses. Aren't they so beautiful? They smell so nice. Good morning, Deborah. I had a photo shoot yesterday with one of my favorite photographers, Amanda Kinton, and it was like sexy, playful, sensual, sweet, and I had some roses as a prop, and so that was a lot of fun. So I gave her some, and then I get to have some. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this free workshop that many of you signed up for. There were like over 70 people online who signed up. Good morning, Beth. Not quite everyone has made it into the group, and that's okay. But you guys are here now to be able to get this information. So you're here if you are feeling like you've had this pattern of emotionally unavailable people come into your life and you're like, yeah, let's get in dynamic. Why not? Let's have a relationship, even though you're emotionally unavailable. And I see that. So that could be one of the reasons why you're here. Maybe you feel like your picker is broken, which I've said for years about myself until now for sure. My picker is not broken anymore. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Gina. So you may be here if you continue to have these toxic relationships. You're noticing things about yourself, how you're showing up in relationships, and you just don't quite want to be doing that anymore. And you want to know that relationships, that long lasting love is available. Like healthy love, long lasting healthy love is available, and it is. So I'm going to be sharing some information with you today. 3 truths that you're going to learn, and like a shit ton of other information, is one, the secrets of attracting your true love, what not to do in relationships, because sometimes we just don't know, whether you're single or whether you are coupled with someone. Sometimes we just don't know. And so I'm going to share it with you, and how to be magnetic to your true love. Okay, so yes, all of the above with the other stuff, totally, Gina. I get it. I was there too. So you guys, for those of you who are here live, if you're watching on a replay, let me know replay. And if you're here for it, everything that I just shared, all that and everything we're going to learn, give me some hearts. Let me know you're here. Give me some hearts. Good morning, Tina. So, all right, as you guys are coming in still and, letting me know that you're really here for it. Good morning, Jamie. I'm going to share with you a little about my story. So, though, I have this community, intuitive self healers we have going over there. I'm in my Sacred Heart community. I have my birth business. A lot of people came with me from that I had for the last decade, New Moon Healing. And so I love to hold space and build these communities. Michelle, I have a deep rooted belief that men cannot be loyal, so I seem to continue to attract that energy in men with wandering eyes. Okay, so the key point is, yes, this is the belief you have, and beliefs can be changed. And so we'll focus on that. And yes, you will continue to attract that dynamic. You will continue to attract those men who look at the woman who walks by. And I can't stand that, by the way. But, sometimes I do it too. Good morning, Wendy. So, like, I'm checking the chicks out. I'm not checking the men out. Like, I don't care about them. I'm just like, because women are pretty, So, all right, a little bit about my story. My story is, and those of you, you may know it already. You may have picked up my book until you've read it in my book, but I have a history of childhood sexual abuse, and I experienced rape early on in my adolescence. And as a result of that, I sort of got confused about what love actually meant, and was easily able to see this overlap between love and abuse. And now I know that I carry that deep rooted stuff into my adult relationships. But between then and now, through my adolescence, I really didn't honor my body. I checked out as much as I could. I was high all the time, morning, noon, and night. I would leave school. I would leave early from school. I was majorly just checked out. I barely passed my high school classes. Went on to college, found yoga at 19, and it changed my life. It absolutely changed my life. It saved my life, really. It opened my eyes to this world of spirituality, and it showed me what it was like to really access this calm within myself, which I had never done. I was just smoking weed, and just I wasn't really a big drinker, and I still am not, but I was just totally checked out of my body just so that I didn't have to feel. And I didn't know how to regulate my own nervous system. I didn't know how to be calm. And like smoking cigarettes, it made me calm as a teenager. Come on. So yoga really saved my life. And I talk now a lot about the nervous system, and how we can work with it and get ahead of the game so that our thoughts and emotions don't go spiraling, because that tends to happen sometimes. So got my degree in psychology, which is what I was going to college for, and was bound to help survivors heal from abuse, because I was like, well, this happened in my path. This is, even then I knew this is part of my soul's journey. It happened for a reason, and now I'm going to help others heal. So I worked for a little bit right after my first degree, and then I got pregnant with my first son, with their dad. I had done with him for like 5 years. Had baby, got married, got a home, had a huge home that we lived in together, and didn't have the best birth experience with him, so that set me up. I was re-traumatized again, re-victimized within that first birth experience. That set me up to have a more empowering birth experience with my second son, that opened my world to this whole birth work that I was drawn to, and that is part of my path. Went to nursing school, and then decided I want to be a midwife, a certified nurse midwife, until I realized I really like my sleep. So back to helping ambitious women really do this deeply healing inner work, so that you can ultimately manifest and create the love of your dreams. So that's sort of my story in a nutshell. Along the way through all that, my relationship with my boy's dad, and then another relationship, a long-term relationship. I'm a serial monogamist. I love commitments and having my person. They got dysfunctional. They got very toxic. They got very dysfunctional. And I had a really big awakening where it was like, if I don't change my patterns, we're gonna change the face and the body of my next partner, and it's gonna be the same shit. So I get to do this deeply healing inner work. I wrote a book, Keep Showing Up, that's available on Amazon. It's a memoir and a powerful guidebook for empaths to embody self-love, self-empowerment, and self-worth. And you may have read it by now, but if not, check it out. It's on Amazon. And let's see, wait, Heather, will all of this apply if you believe you're in a twin flame journey and are mirroring? Hell yeah, absolutely. And that's part of what it took my spiritual journey, my path, to a whole nother level, was having been with my twin flame, and having all of my shit mirrored back to me. And what a beautiful, extremely painful experience to go through, but what a beautiful place to be, where all of that is shown right back to me. So that's, I'm here to be able to help others feel empowered through their own choices, through their own increase in your self-worth and really, really just loving the shit out of yourself. So today we're going over some really important concepts that are going to help you get the love you want. So if you guys, whatever questions come up for you, whatever comments you feel like sharing, please, that's what the group chat is for over on the side. So let me just take a sip here and catch my breath from sharing. It's like I'm okay. I'm okay talking about the hard stuff. I really am, Tina. Same here. Toxic cycles in intimate relationships and family relationships. Yeah. So I will also share. I love my family. I have an amazing family, a very tight knit Italian family. We are a little bit scattered right now. And part of it is the pandemic and the ways that we're viewing the pandemic. And part of it is that I've been on this deep healing journey and have put boundaries in place. And coming from a family where Italian. And so everyone's in everyone's business. We would have the grapevine. Everybody knew everything about everyone. And that is so just classic, like, setup for codependency, which I'm going to be talking about and getting into. So, number one, secrets to attract your true love. Do your best to focus on yourself. And so to not get caught up in, are they going to choose me? Are they going to keep making me a priority? Why do they keep doing this to me? Those questions where it's like giving your power over to them. No, take back your power and reframe this. So we're constantly in this, on this healing journey, we're constantly unlearning and relearning new patterns. And we could, it's one thing to just say them and to talk about them or to read them in a post or, a book or whatever, but to actually implement, it takes practice. And so I say to my clients, it's all practice. And I say to myself, it's all practice. And we're all just here doing our best. And that's what keep showing up means, is it's just like we do the best we can at any given time. And so always I would imagine, you guys, those of you who are here tuned in, I would imagine that there's a tendency to look outward and to give the other person the power. And what I would encourage you to do is to really focus on, is this person meeting my needs? Hi, Miriam. Is this person who you're partnered with or who you're calling in, is this person going to fit into my life? And if they're not, they're not. Thank you, next. And if there's someone who you're really feeling like you want, am I going to fit? Am I going to be what they want me to be? No, just do you, and the right people are going to come and be in your life. Focus on you. And so many times, especially when I start working with new clients, it's like I'll ask, so what do you want? And they don't know. Who are you? And they don't know. Deborah, that truly shifted things for me. I'm completely focused on myself and cultivating my own happiness. Yes. And you guys, I'm 40. Like, it's taken me, I don't want this to be half my life. I want to live, a really long life, but it's taken me nearly half my life to get to a point where I see that this is the way it is. And there's no age that this happens at. These breakthroughs can be in our 20s, these breakthroughs can be in our 60s, our 70s. Like, it doesn't matter when we actually get the memo. But yes, that really shifted things. Miriam, I'm really looking forward to how we can stop attracting people with the same energy we had our primary caregivers use to heal. So the shift is within you. And so that's what I'm starting to talk about. Some tools, the number one, the secret to attracting your true love is to really turn your focus on yourself, is to really understand, identifying, what your needs are and what you desire in a partner, and not so much worried about the other person. Okay. So let me just look at my notes and make sure. So I always like to think about envisioning yourself as the next level version of you, and then stepping into that. So the way we become that next level version is by showing up as she would, or as he would. And so making sure that when you're showing up as your next level version, this other person is fitting into that vision you have for yourself. Okay, come back to you. So, what qualities do you guys seek in your significant other? Just share them in the comments. Like, what are some things? This is for your own practice to get your wheels turning. And I would love to hear, what you're feeling. What qualities do you desire in your significant other? And so all of this too, Miriam, and anyone else tuning in, part of this secret to attracting your true love is to really know that it starts with you. I talk about this starts with you premise in my book and in Reclaim Your Relationships, which is a 6-week program that's online of deep soul work to get the love you want. Starts next week. No, it starts with you. So we have to love, trust, and respect ourselves first and foremost. And this is a continual practice. It really is. Lots of unlearning and relearning. Heather, honesty would be great. Okay. Oh, thank you, Miriam. You're welcome. So starts with you. Consider how you're showing up for yourself. So, okay, Heather, you're wanting honesty. So I want to ask you, are you honest with yourself? Are you truthful and honest with yourself? Rosie, hey girl, you want emotional stability. Are you yourself emotionally stable? Are you yourself in an emotionally stable place? Hannah, grounded, passionate about something, and kind. Yes. Do you feel you are embodying those qualities? Are you grounded? I think you are. But are you grounded? Are you passionate about something? Are you kind? Yes, you are. I know that about you. Gina, compassionate, integrous, playful, confident, hardworking, passionate, loving, supportive, open-minded, can hold space. Ooh, girl, you want your strong masculine. You want your strong, empowered masculine energy to come in. Okay, Rosie, yes, you are stable. Good. Then keep doing what you're doing and then keep putting it out there that you want someone who's emotionally stable. And when someone does come into your life, a partner, a potential suitor, and they show you any hint of a red flag, thank you next. You're gone. That's it. You can be ready to be comfortable. Be ready to get uncomfortable in setting a boundary if that does make you uncomfortable and saying, nope, thank you for your time. And I think we're looking for different things, and be okay with whatever pushback you might get back. But just be aware that at the beginning of the relationship, as things are starting to unfold, as soon as you see any red flags or any sign of emotional instability, be ready to move on away from that. Gina, those are beautiful things that you're calling in your man, beautiful qualities. Heather, so about the honesty, yeah, brutally honest. Okay, I think that's why I can smell a lie from a mile away. Okay, so it's good. I think it's very good to be in tune with where you're at and with yourself with things, and then also yeah, you can smell a lie. Part of that, I want to address part of that, because being an empath and being able to feel the energy of other people and sense the shifts in the room when I enter and know when people are lying and like all of that comes with being a highly sensitive person and being an empath, is to be very, very sure that what you're observing in others, and when you smell a lie from a mile away, that's not being filtered through the lens of your trauma. Okay, that's not being filtered through any core wounds you may have, any fears of abandonment, rejection, any shame, any guilt, any inferiority, really making sure that there's been healing work done around that stuff. And then, you're perceiving and you're taking in the information from others when you detect the lie, the perceived lie. Deborah, they're healthy and happy with themselves, grounded, open, caring, giving, loving, and passionate about life. Yes, and you are so all of those things. I know you're getting your energy right for sure. Marcella, hola. Caring, supportive, honest, fun, understanding, and open-minded. Okay, do you feel like you're embodying those qualities for yourself? Rosie, yes, I disconnect once I see the red flag. Okay, good. Then just you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Gina. Thank you. Great to identify. It's strong, empowered, masculine. Yes. Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be led by a man or a woman who's in their empowered masculine state, whatever your sexuality is. So that is something that I really get into in the Reclaim Your Relationship 6-week program. And it's like something that is so undervalued, underrated. People are unaware of it in our culture, in our world, but these are the sacred energies that we all have. Everybody has both. We all have masculine, we all have feminine sacred energies. And being a strong independent female, it is completely natural to want to give some power over to a strong, empowered, a healthy, strong, empowered masculine energy, that presence. We want to be led by them. We want them to make the plans. We want them to take action. We want them to be patient and calm, and we want them to hold space and be a container for us, and be able to just handle some of our crazy sometimes. No matter whether you're a man or a woman, this dynamic can be in heterosexual relationships or homosexual relationships. Like, it doesn't matter. So, but both energies are there, and I get into it a lot more in the program, but it matters, like, big time. Michelle, yes, the trauma filter, that lens of trauma that we will view things through. Tina, open to healing and growing, yes, of the utmost importance with our significant other. Loving themselves, happy, kind, active, healthy, mind, body, and soul, honest, being an extension to my happiness and independence. Yeah, because, and I love that you included that, being an extension to my happiness, because nobody's coming into our lives to make us happy. That's something that we get to do on our own. And that's why the part of this first secret, we're still on the first secret, is to really love yourself, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and establish this happiness within yourself. And then everyone else is just the extension of it. And everyone else just adds value to our lives. It's not up to someone else to fill this void. This is, in all transparency, this is what I'm doing in my life right now. I've taken a step back from this amazing relationship that I was in, to heal even more, because I was seeing some patterns starting to unfold, and it was a very difficult decision for me to make, to say I got to take a step back. But for me to not do a fucking third time around of a codependent dynamic, and to pump my brakes and to say, listen, I have to fill this void in myself before I'm looking to you to fill. Like, I think to an extent it's totally normal and it's appropriate. I don't really like the term normal, but it's appropriate to look to our significant other to, be there for us emotionally in some ways. But for me, I used to default to an anxious attachment style, and I used to get very graspy and very clingy or needy. It would come across as, and I'm not that anymore. Thank God I'm not that anymore. And so being able to take some time to really regroup was necessary. So those are beautiful qualities, Tina. And I know you're doing your work too, to be sure that you're in those places as well. Beth, kind, supportive, good listener. Beautiful. Those are lovely. Marcella, yes, sometimes I struggle with, and others I over exemplify, giving my partner the opportunity to pull back. I have to stop doing that. So you're aware of it. And that's the first step. So, and part of that is a reflection of self-worth too, where it's like, we'll say something that we really want, and then we'll kind of have another line in there that's like giving them an out, and like, just don't add the out. Don't add that, but you really don't have to if you don't want to. Or like, but if it's not going to work out, I understand. Like, no, just say what you need. Ask for it. There's nothing wrong in asking for it. Gina, yes, I'm so used to being there for myself. I want to embody the feminine and have someone take the lead, to be loved and supported, safe yet challenged in the path to grow together. Yes. So when we are in our empowered masculine state, or even our wounded masculine state as women, or anyone who's wanting to have this dynamic with their significant other and be led, when we're in that state, there's no room for them to come in and be in theirs. It's like there's no room. And especially energetically, these are sacred energies. So there's no room. All the women that wear the pants in the relationships and that pay the bills and take care of the kids and clean the house and work and, do all of the things, and then there's the man. And it's like, no, we need you to follow through. We need you to be a healthy presence. We need you to be confident and strong in who you are. We need you to hold that space for us. We need you to take charge. And that's okay. And we can still be a strong, empowered woman and independent. Like, there's room for both, you guys. There's room for both. Our society tries to say there isn't, or we've been led in different ways, or we have these patterns in our families. There's room for both. So, and when there's room for that, we allow that in, and that masculine energy comes in, we can soften into our feminine, and we can receive, and we can be led, and we can surrender, and we can trust that they're going to follow through on their word. And like, hell yeah. And we take action when we need to, but we want to just soften. Okay, Beth, that's what you need. Okay, cool. So that all sounds really good, you guys. I'm going to move on to number 2, okay? So number 2, the truths that you're going to learn here. Number 2 is what not to do in relationships. Okay, so what do you guys think you would not do in a relationship? What are some comments? What are some thoughts you guys have what you would not do in a relationship? Whether you're single or coupled, whichever. You're welcome, Gina. Gosh, I love Facebook Lives, but I really just wish there wasn't such a delay. But I'll be patient. Okay, so you guys are going to share what not to do in relationships, and I'm going to get right into it because I know that the comments are coming in. What not to do in a relationship is to get caught up in their business. Is to get caught up in their business. Okay? Is to focus on your own shit, really. So when we lack boundaries, and when we've grown up in families that everybody knows everybody's business, like I was mentioning my family, there is an overlap, and there are 0 to no boundaries. Like, our generation is really, or at this time, this era is really a time like boundaries are a hot topic, and self-love is a hot topic because we've needed to get to this place because shit wasn't working. So learning boundaries. So, okay, some that are coming in, sacrifice my need for his. Yes, that's definitely what not to do in a relationship. Try to be overprotective of their feelings. Yes, Marcella. And so a big part of this too is, and let me think if I can phrase this the way I'm thinking it. So let me just lay this foundation of our own nervous system regulation. And knowing how to, I talk about the polyvagal theory, which is, part of our nervous system, our fight, flight, freeze, fawn, in my book. And we go into great detail in Reclaim Your Relationships about, about the nervous system and regulating our nervous system. So, so you guys, have you seen me post this ladder? So the ladder, hi Jennifer. So the ladder is very important to understand. So you can see it's natural that we go up and down this ladder throughout the day even, and it's very important that we have this flexibility, this resilience in our nervous system. And we either go fight or flight or fawn to smooth things over when we're anxious, when we're activated, when our nervous system perceives a threat, whether it's real or just perceived. Our nervous system fires off, and we either go to run from it, fight it, or fawn, smooth it over, or we go into complete shutdown, immobilize the dorsal state. So this is extremely superficial explanation of this. And we go into one of those states. When we go into those states, there's this inability to understand, to process information. And so in when some we're so let's see. Marcella, you said try not to be overprotective of their feelings. So when we tiptoe around or when we walk on eggshells for fear that we may upset someone else, that is because we're worried that they are unable to control their emotions, that they do not have the ability to regulate their own nervous system, that it's their own immaturity, and it's unfortunate. And so the only thing we can do is to focus on our own nervous system regulation, to have an understanding of what the hell is even happening physiologically in our bodies when we perceive a threat, and how to move from a place of strength and a place of stability, so that we're not, reacting and firing off, that we're more just responding from a really grounded place, because then we're calm and we can process information more easily, and we can receive, and we can give in a much more productive way than when it's like people are out of control. So that's a really important concept, Marcella, for sure. Tina, take away from partners in identity and freedom. Yeah. So what not to do in a relationship, do not take away from your partner's identity and freedom. Yeah. Yep. We're both allowed to be independent people. There's room for us both to have issues. If there's something that comes up, Gina, you say don't be emotionally dependent on them or put up walls. If those walls come up, if the emotional overlap, the enmeshment, the lack of boundaries comes in, it's okay to be having two separate experiences. There's room for us both. And then the importance of repair, which I talk about in Reclaim Your Relationships. I go into great detail about that, because it's not so much like moving forward in our lives. It's not about how happy or in love we are with somebody. It's about getting through the hard times and being able to navigate conflict as efficiently as possible, so that both parties, both people, independent souls, separate people, can feel seen and heard and validated and understood. And yeah, there's room for both. There's room for both. And so yeah, don't take away their identity or their freedom, for sure. Gina, don't try to control them. Yes, and that's another part of like this codependent stuff, is that we want to mold them or have them be a certain way. And so moving into a place, like, I believe that we're here for two big reasons, this soul and this body. We're not here to work the 9 to 5. We're not here to to be a slave to the dollar. We are here for our soul, this soul in this body, to experience the hurt, yes, unfortunately, and then to be able to grow from it, to expand, to evolve, to ascend, for our souls to ascend to higher levels of consciousness. And you guys are all here, and so you're understanding that personal development and growth are very, very important for your soul's ascension. Like, huge, because if you don't change yourself, you're going to be in the same exact relationships over and over again. So that's number one, what I believe we're here for. And I also believe that we're here to learn unconditional love. And that first starts first and foremost with ourselves. As we're learning this unconditional love, first and foremost for ourselves, then that gets expanded outward to others. And in doing so, there's a tremendous need to be able to surrender, wanting to shape them or mold them into what we want them to be, and just accept them as they are. And if they're not fitting into your vision, this goes back to the secret to attracting your true love. You're looking, wanting them to be a certain way. If they're not fitting into your vision, then it's okay to take a step back. There are over, almost 8 billion people in this world. There are people that you will connect with, and get your energy right, and then put out your signal like a bat signal, and all the people who are meant to come in and who align with your life will come in. Rosie, no, it's not on audio yet. No, I do love audio books, but it's like on my list of things to do is to read it in audio version, but no, it's not. It's the first part of it is a memoir. It's my story. And so I gave you guys like a little tip of the iceberg explanation of my story. But I go into a lot more detail with my story, the first part of the book, a memoir, and then the second part is all like different protective practices and different powerful practices to be able to really change your life and shift. So, and a lot of that too is we get to go over and reclaim your relationships, the 6-week program that starts next week that I'm going to be talking about at the end of our time today. Marcella, you haven't seen me post it. Okay, your therapist showed you something similar. Regulation, regulation, regulation. Like, I cannot stress that enough. So yes, I believe that our soul is in this physical body for growth and like all of that in this lifetime for our own ascension. And while we're here inhabiting this body, we get to learn about attachments with other people, learn about regulating our own nervous system and being calm. Like, that's a huge reason why I love teaching yoga, and I've been teaching for over 10 years, is because I love guiding people to their place of peace. Because for me at 19, I didn't know what any of that looked like. I wasn't taught, I wasn't shown, I was in fight or flight, I was being abused, there was all kinds of stuff going on that I didn't know, like how to have my shit together. And so now in my adulthood, I get it, and I have to keep the conversation going. I get to keep the conversation going with you guys, and we get to keep learning about it. The alert or emotional ladder, yeah, I talk about that a lot. And it's like, if you go through my feed and my profile, like my social media stuff, I've posted a lot about the nervous system. Okay, so great job with identifying what not to do in relationships and those codependent tendencies, and to understand that it's not our job to change someone. It's not our job to guide them. Like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So this is part of, we're on our own soul's journey. They are on theirs, whoever they is, this other person, all these other people, and their soul maturation is not on you. It's not your responsibility. Okay, so focus on your own shit. There's this really cute video of a little girl who's like buckling herself in the car, and she's maybe like 2 or 3, and she's buckling herself in. She's like doing her little seat, her car seat all by herself, and the parent is filming the girl in the back, and they're talking to her, and she's like, worry about yourself. Like, you just take care of you. Like, she's like, I got it. So I should find that and post it. But it's like, just worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. And it's okay to be there and be supportive of other people, of course, but not all up in their business. Focus on your own tasks, okay? Oh, and keep your heart open. That's a very important concept here too, is to not get all in their business and keep your heart open. So what I love, and you guys know I'm a birth worker, I'm a birth doula, I'm a hypnobirthing instructor, I taught prenatal yoga for a long time, I assist the home birth midwives with home births in my RN capacity. I love birth. And I love rebirth in the concept of like all this deeply healing inner work and then rebirthing a new version of yourself. But going back to birth, our heart is the first organ to form. And so return to your heart center. Just return to your heart center. You don't know what to do. You don't know what steps to take next. Return to your heart center. Drop in. What does your heart want? What does your heart desire the most? Because the heart, when we talk about chakras and reclaim your relationships, but the heart, it's so important that the heart is on board at the start of this new up level, because your heart leads the way. Okay, so staying open. Yes, there's love and there's loss, and process the grief and move through the acceptance and the forgiveness for yourself and for others, but come back to the heart. Okay, give me some hearts if you guys are with me and you're like down with that. And then I'm moving on to the third truth you're here to learn. Take a sip. Okay. The third truth you're here to learn is how to be magnetic to your love. Good morning, CG. Happy Saturday. So, how to be magnetic to your love. How do you think we be magnetic? So, you guys are giving me hearts for understanding what I just shared about, everything with the second one, and like taking care of yourself and moving from your heart center. Yes, thank you, Gina. Um, and also, thank you, Deborah. Let me know what you think you need to do to be magnetic to your true love. Thank you, Jamie. Oh, I love all the different emojis that come through. Thanks, Heather. So, you know, okay. So, how to be magnetic to your true love? Tell me what you think. What do you think? Oh, hi, Alexa. How are you, beautiful? I want to know what's going on. Jennifer, you have magnets all over you. Where is he? Okay, Heather, be your true selves by living your heart-centered truth. Lisa, beautiful. Okay, I want to keep reading. Operate from love instead of fear. Hell yeah. Love and fear. Love and fear. Ego, soul. Ego, soul. Our ego is fear-based. Our ego wants to keep us safe. Our ego wants to keep us small. Love is our soul. It's infinite. It's spirit. It's like there's no end to the concept of love and spirit and soul. Deborah, to be in love with yourself in life, yes. CG, by being true to ourselves. Become an energetic match to what you desire. Love ourselves, living from the heart, loving yourself, your life, your path, enjoying yourself, your heart open, in your own flow. Confidence. Hannah. Woo woo. Hey, girl. Marcella, be true to yourself, live authentically and intentionally. Hell yeah. Okay, so yes to all of those. Fundamentally, it's to have confidence in yourself. And it's to embody the passion you feel for yourself. And part of why I was doing this photo shoot yesterday, these were only in a couple of them because like we forgot about them because we were doing other poses. But I was saying at the beginning of this live that yes, just yesterday I was at a photo shoot with my photographer who's like one of my really good friends too, Amanda Kinton. And we were doing like sexy, like it was like sexy, casual, alluring, feminine, like. And so letting yourself be in that state, connecting to that part of yourself where it is like, and you're open to receive it, and you're open to welcoming like all of that in everything you guys just said, being true to yourself, loving yourself, becoming an energetic match to what you desire, being true to yourself, being in love with yourself. All of this, you guys have a lot of the same messages by living from your heart-centered truth, true to ourselves. You have magnets all over you. So yes, is stay open, visualize, feel like it's already happening, embodying the qualities you desire. Yeah, that's the key to the law of attraction, to manifestation. And so I want to go a step further and really, you embody that femininity. You embody that, channel that goddess. Yes, Michelle. And wear red, wear the sexy lingerie, read the sexy book. Like I love naughty books. I do. I'm either reading like nerdy self-help books or I'm reading like 50 Shades Naughty because that's entertaining to me, and it's fiery and flow and dance. And I just had an amazing call because I'm offering a free 15-minute card pull, an intuitive card pull to the beautiful members of this community. And I was on a call yesterday, and we talked about just getting into flow. And she was saying that she loves belly dance and used to belly dance, and just to be able to, yes, embody all that. Take the warm, luxurious bath. Like I take a bath like 3 or 4 nights a week. I shower during the day, it's fine. But I love to just soak in an Epsom salt bath tub, like hot water, sensual, light the candles, like all of it, all of it. Get into that space where you are channeling that goddess and you're really in your femininity and different from the sacred feminine energy, similar, but allowing yourself to really be in that place. Know your worth. So knowing your worth, I have another program called Wounded to Worthy, and it's all about knowing your worth. And so really understanding that when we know our worth and when we're aware of what our values are and what our soul purpose is, what our divine assignment is, what we're here to do, and this purpose that we are able to really have a different level of confidence about ourselves. So we get into all of that and reclaim your relationships too. And I'm like so excited to share this program with you guys, and it's like a steal right now. But so knowing what your values, your soul purpose, your passion, remembering to just return to that heart center always, and embodying your sensuality, tuning into pleasure and play. And it's totally okay to pleasure yourself. Like not having any shame around masturbation or feeling like I'm just gonna slip into something sexy and be with yourself, and that's okay. And you show up for yourself the way you want someone else to be showing up for you. Get magnetic. Heather, I require more intensity than most people myself, so I feel that. You require more intensity. So I get it. I'm intense too. I'm a very passionate person. So when you say you require more intensity, are you turning that on yourself? Are you giving that to yourself? Are you showing up in those ways for yourself? I do a lot of talk, a lot of work, especially this with inner child healing and reparenting and showing up and being there for ourselves like on a whole nother level. And so that's all really important before we're extending ourselves outward and being able to like align with others and require a certain type of love from someone. Like, yes, that's okay to know what your needs are and to have expectations 100%, but it's like it's not on the other person. This is for us. This is ourselves, to be magnetic in ourselves first. So being okay, this one's really important too, is so to be okay setting boundaries, and to be okay saying no, and to not be a people pleaser, and to not worry about their rejection or the abandonment or them not choosing you if you're going to be doing something that dishonors your own body, okay, or your own emotions. So I'm sure some of this stuff will come back up too, but those are your 3 truths that you came here to learn, okay? And the secret to attracting your true love is to really just focus on your own shit, and to not be wondering, is it them? Are they choosing me? Are they going to pick me? When are they going to call? Like all of that. It's done. The second one is what not to do in relationships is don't get all up in that business. You guys allow some questions to come through that you have so that I can start answering some questions. And worry about yourself. Take care of you. Really turn the focus on you. And how to be magnetic to your true love is to know your worth. Like on a very deep soul level, is to do the deeply healing inner work, to be able to show up and really be this most phenomenal version of yourself, the highest version of yourself, your highest self. So questions, I would love to be able to answer some questions. I know that like some of them have already come through as we've been talking, but I kind of want to give a minute for some questions. And then drum roll, please. Jamie, how do we do this when we're online dating? It's all the same. It's all the same. You can still be magnetic in what you, in the energy that you're putting out. And online dating can be like a little tricky with all of the messaging and everything, but try to have some voice conversations, try to have video chats, and be able to, when you are messaging back and forth with someone in that sense, I would also recommend, instead of it's just all like messaging, make sure that at times you're throwing in a picture of what you're doing, or you're throwing in, like, to share, and ideally they're doing the same thing back. We want reciprocity. That's very important. Every once in a while sending in maybe a video of yourself talking, or an audio of you talking your message, just to like switch up the medium that you're sharing information about yourself with them. And like, so what specifically with the online dating, just how you're sorting through and picking men is kind of what you're saying? Because this is, you're returning to what you want in your relationship. This is all your deeply healing inner work, because you got to get your energy straight, and then choosing choosing your partner who you're going to align yourself with. I love Krishna Das. Okay, so any other questions that you guys have? I know that I have been answering them as we've gone through. We're 50 minutes in, and I love that you guys have been here with me receiving this information, and it's truly an honor to be here sharing it with you. And it really is just a taste of what I'm going to be covering in the 6-week program, Reclaim Your Relationships. That's 6 weeks, and actually it's 7 weeks, because we're taking 1 week off for integration because it falls through the holidays. It's 6 weeks, 7 weeks of deep soul work to be able to get the love you want. Gina, what are we called to do when men who are attentive or interested aren't in a position to commit? They gone. What does that say about us? Nothing. It just says that you're getting closer to your ideal vision. You're getting closer. Those are signs. To me, those are signs that you're getting closer to attracting this love in. And they're not there yet. And that's okay. That's, you guys are, it's back to the soul maturation and just your own paths and where you are. They're just not there yet. And that's okay. It's not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of your self-worth. It's not a reflection of anything that you're doing. What are we called to do when men, I just want to read this again. What are we called to do when men who are attentive or interested just aren't in a position to commit? They're not it. If they're not in a position to commit, they're not in a position to commit. You're welcome, Jamie. Tina, what do we do if red flags are flying high, but the love you have for this person is deep? Deborah, I'm glad you were here. You're welcome. The red flags are flying high. Boundaries. So I am, as I said, I took a step back from this amazing relationship that I was in, and I'm just sorting through some things on my own right now, and being my own home to myself, because I felt like I didn't quite have a home. I was looking externally for my home, and I have an amazing home, and I am a homemaker, and this is what I do. I'm a single mom. My boys are 12 and 15, almost 13 and 16, and I make homes. Like, I love my home. My home is a very sacred space, but internally it felt like I didn't have a home. And so I had to take a step back. There were some red flags. I had to take a step back, and there's a graphic that I've created that is like, when we know our worth, red flags. Oh God, what is it? When we know our worth, hold on, I gotta look for it now. Sorry, I'm in another tab, you guys. Oh. It's like, when we know our worth, the red flags are no longer warning signs, they're deal breakers. That's what it is. So it's like, you just have to decide, is this something that you want to keep investing in? Is this person willing to do the work and have us grow together? And not even just that, but is this person interfering with my own peace, my own sense of this, your inner world I know you're working hard to create your inner world, Tina, and how important that safe space is for you. So is this person interfering with that? When you set boundaries, does this person push back, and not honor your boundaries? Do they take them as rejection? Do they take them as something's wrong with you or the situation? Like, all of that. And then you just factor in if this person is part of your vision anymore. And guess what? This is an unpopular truth, but I'm living it. It is okay to love someone and walk away. It is. And that's your path of unconditional love. That's your path of doing you, of focusing on you and your soul's growth and what the vision you have for the relationship you want. And are they it? That's all. And I love that it says nothing. It means you're getting closer. Yes, it just means it's just kind of like, not like weeding them out, but it's like, I just think thank you next. And I don't really even like Ariana Grande, but it's like, thank you next. That's all. Just thank you next. And you're getting closer. Energetically, you're getting closer when these people are showing up and they're just kind of like what you want. And then they're not really. Please don't get discouraged. It's a good thing. Okay. The spiritual soul ascension vision, 4D, 5D vision of it is I'm here to tell you you're getting closer to your vision. Marcella, is there a key to figuring out how to set appropriate boundaries when mine have been porous for so long? Oh, I love that you bring up porous because I do get into the different boundaries, porous, rigid, and healthy in Reclaim Your Relationships, and also the different ways that we can have boundaries around our space, our material possessions, our time, our energy, like all of that. I get into all that. So first, I would say root down in yourself, and I go into all this in the program too, is that root down in yourself, really root down. So with yoga and the poses that we do physically, we always root down to rise up. So we're always thinking about elongating, just like in life, just like the way we interact with other people. It's always about expansion and elongating and stretching and creating space in the spine and combating gravity. And, that gravity wants to make us shorter. No, elongate. So root down in who you are. So you really got to dig deep and get to know who you are, all of us. And from that place, then we expand out. And then we connect to other people. And from that place, we identify what we need to do to stay connected, to stay protected for ourselves. And so that's where we learn to set the boundaries, where we know that we're going to be safe, protected, and connected. And when we're too much in porous boundaries, we are really wanting this connection. Let's just connect. Let's overshare our information and let's get all up in the business. And, it's porous. It's like a sponge. We're soaking in all their stuff. And there's a lot of overlap that comes in with like codependency and then the fear of abandonment and like, and all of that and anxiously attached, like all of that with porous boundaries. And so that you're majorly connected, but you're not protected. You're not protected. And so your heart is wide open and you're probably just getting beat down over and over again in life. And so then the complete opposite of that is rigid, where you're like, people are kept at arm's length. Not so many people come in. People with rigid boundaries don't let others into their lives. There's like so much more to it. They're protected and they're not so much connected with others. And there's a lot of overlap there too with what the nervous system does, with the attachment styles they go to: avoidant, dismissive, avoidant, fearful, avoidant. They probably shut down in their emotions, and like a lot of other overlapping concepts, like I'm saying. And then there's healthy boundaries, and that's what we want, where we're safe, where we're connected, and we're protected. And so fundamentally, the key, I would say, to figuring out how to set those appropriate boundaries is to just really know yourself and know what you're going to need to feel safe and protected and connected. Jeannie, you're welcome. Miriam, to be the best version of yourself. Thank you, Jennifer. You're beautiful too. It's an honor to share all this with you. Heather, is it okay to date other people while I work on myself, even though you want to be with your twin flame? Only you can decide that, really. I think it's important to take time and be on your own so that you are meeting your own needs. first and foremost, and you're not looking externally for someone else to be filling them for you. Um, you want to be with your twin flame. Why can't you be right now? What's the barrier and what's the situation with that? Um, and really only you can decide that, but I really believe that it's important that you're on your own for a little while and you join my program and be able to work through this, focus on yourself, do your deeply healing inner work, and be able to, you know, come out on the other side and be ready to reclaim your relationships. Michelle, I am really trying to cut ties with my twin flame and find myself just wanting to fill the void with another human being. It's so tough. And so both of you, Heather and Michelle, if that is like where you're at right now and you just need someone to fill this space, that's okay. And there's a really, I love Ayala Van Zandt. She has that show Ayala Fix My Life on the OWN network. This is like the one of the only TV shows I watch, that and Survivor. But I love Ayala Van Zandt. When I was a stay-at-home mom, after I got my degree in psychology, which that was part of my story too, is that I got to stay home with my boys, and I would watch this show called, what was it called? It's like just on the, it's right in my head. It was this home that women would come to do their healing work. And it was Ayala Van Zandt and Rhonda Britton, this blonde lady. And they both were the life coaches. And oh God, I can't remember the name of it. It's like right there in my mind. I can't remember the name of the show. But anyways, now, you know, nearly 20 years later, Ayala Van Zandt has a book. She's an author too. She's written a lot of stuff, and she has a book called In the Meantime. And In the Meantime has helped me a lot, because it's funny, we think that every relationship we're in is going to be like the end all be all relationship. We're going to be with them forever and all of that. And like, that just isn't really the case sometimes. You know, we're here on our soul's journey, and sometimes, you know, it's okay to have someone come in, to have a companion come in and fill that space. And you're an independent woman, and you're still going to be allowed, you decide, to do your deeply healing inner work and date some other people casually. It doesn't have to be the end all be all relationship. Like, that's totally okay. And everybody's on their own soul's journey, and there's can be overlap. Yeah, Michelle, you and Heather, it's so funny. The twin flame physical intimacy is hard to break away from. Yes. Think about the big picture, though. Think about the big picture and what you ultimately want for yourself, and then putting boundaries in place for yourself to keep yourself protected. Because if twin flame, which in my book, I refer to my twin flame as TF, he shall remain nameless. But yeah, I talk a lot about the twin flame in here. If that twin flame, that physical intimacy, that closeness that is so soothing and feels like home is not working for you, like now, so okay, past former version of Kara, jump at the opportunity to have physical contact, because that's my love language, physical contact and quality time. And like, yes, let's lay together. Yes, let's cuddle. Yes, let's snug. Yes. And then he's gone. And then I don't hear from him. And then like all of that. And so I've grieved her. She's no longer with us. The former version of me. She's no longer here. And may she rest in peace. And she got me to the point where I am now. I'm at a place where cuddling and that physical intimacy with someone is next level. And my person is going to show up and be there all the time I need them to be. And they're going to be in their strong, empowered, masculine state. And they're going to hold space for me. And they're going to be what I need them to be before I'm doing that physical intimacy stuff. But I know it is hard to break. So there's something you've always been attracted to since middle school. Gina, it feels silly and weird to admit. That's okay. You're in a safe space. You associate him as high caliber kind of man to aim for. I low-key hope to connect with him, but I'm aware you're projecting ideals. That's okay. I hope... Oh, he keeps showing up in your dreams and in the back of your mind. You don't stay in touch at all. You want to release the desire. Okay, you don't have any contact with him. I'm curious. I want to hear more about that. Heather, I would love to run a place like that someday. I know. What the fuck was that movie? What was this show called? Um, and Rhonda, hold on. Show. She appeared on the Whitney, or I mean on the Oprah Whitney, or the Oprah Winfrey show. What the heck was the name of the show? I can't think of it. It's not Fix My Life. It was some show. Starting Over. Oh my God, Starting Over. Did you guys ever watch Starting Over? Like in the early 2000s? Um, Miriam, how can we stop attracting people with the same energy our caregivers showed up in our childhood? Okay, so this is something that keeps coming up for you that I've noticed, and we talked about it in Wounded to Worthy too. So stop attracting that same energy. You're aware of it. Okay, you're aware that the people that are coming into your life are mimicking what was once comfortable for you. And so the shift gets to happen. It has to happen within you to not tolerate that kind of energy anymore. And so as these people come into your life, you're not going to let them in. You decide. You're not going to let them come in. They come in, they show you they're emotionally unavailable, they show you their red flags, they gone. Thank you. I wish you all the best. We have a different vision for what we want in a relationship. Gone. And that's part of the unlearning and relearning, is that we have to consciously be moving through our days and be choosing who we're sharing our energy with. Like, our energy is the most precious commodity. Me being here sharing this with you guys, sharing all this knowledge, sharing my energy, it's a lot. And I value that. I love being able to give that to you. You guys, in sharing these connections you have with other people, it matters. And so if they're showing you it's not what you want, then they go. They gone. Let them go. Okay? And that's, it's just, it's like an in the moment thing. So you can keep the questions coming, but I do want to start sharing about Reclaim Your Relationship. So I'm actually going to put the link for it in the comments so that you guys can check it out right now if you want, or I don't know how, if you could open it in another browser. It's also in the description of this live video too, for you to be able to check out. It's 6 weeks of deep soul work to be able to get the love you want. And actually it's 7 weeks, because we're taking 1 week off for integration, like I said, through the holidays. And then we just, I'm just extending it. So you get, within that, you will move from feeling heartbroken, feeling lost, confused, just really longing for the love of your life, this love that you crave, to clear, confident, alluring, magnetic to your true love. Like, all of this takes time. All of this takes time. You're learning this information here, you're receiving it, and we get to continue to practice all of it. So moving through all of that, the 6 weeks is for you. This program, Reclaim Your Relationships, if you feel like your picker is broken, if you feel like you're getting in dynamic with unavailable people, if you feel like toxic relationships are unfolding for you, if you feel like you really want to, where you identify that these patterns continue to develop for yourself and you don't want to do that anymore. You want to break the cycle. Like, cycle breaker, you really just want to break the cycle. So, if you love spirituality, if you tend to feel needy or like graspy in relationships, please, if you believe there's a bigger picture at play, and it's so important for you to do your deeply healing inner work so that you can shift these dynamics, this program is 100% for you. And like, a handful, a dozen other reasons why, but that's the gist of it. So the details of the program are, it's 6 different modules. And so each week you get a packet to download, which I love these packets. This is just week 2, but it's jam-packed. It's jam-packed with reflective practices, with information that you're going to be taking in and that you're going to be doing the work. Like, you show up, you do the work. There's each week, there's an in-depth educational video that goes along with these packets. And I wish you would join, Gina. This price is at a steal too. I could easily be charging double for it. But I know 2020 has been hard for a lot of people. So you get that, you get the workbooks, the videos. As a bonus, we get a private, separate Facebook group to be able to all connect in, because camaraderie is of the utmost importance for us. And knowing that you're not alone and going through all this, it's of the utmost importance. And as a bonus, we get a live accountability call every week. Every Wednesday night, we're going to be on a call and be able to share. I'll be having a meditation at the beginning of it, and then just share. There's hot seat coaching, so you bring your questions and anything that is from the previous week that we've gone over, and anything that has just coming up in general. I'm here for you. I'm here to support, to guide you. I have so much knowledge to share. Honestly, I'm not selling this program to you. I know the value of this program. I know the transformation that is involved, that it goes with receiving all this information when you do the work. And then you get to decide if you want that transformation in your life. You get to decide the value that you're putting on that. So the links to join are all right. It's all right. You go look at that page, and then you decide which payment plan you want. There, you'll be able to read about each week what we're doing. Week 1 is Irresistible You. We're really understanding where you're at, what your patterns are, increasing your self-awareness, healing, dissolving, transmuting any negative energy, gaining a better understanding of the emotional scales, and understanding that your vibe attracts your tribe. Week 2 is Make Love Not War. We're really understanding the roots, the underpinnings of your relationships. And so we really get into family of origin stuff. We really start to look at all those familial dynamics, and understanding. We look at inner child healing, reparenting, all this deeply healing inner work that we get to have. Week 3 is the message. Did you get the messages? We get all these different messages in different ways. Our physiology, what changes for us, and these chemical messengers that go off, regulating, learning boundaries, learning attachment styles, moving from 3D to 5D, divine timing, really looking at the way you're perceiving life. Week 4 is the happy dance week. We're focused on abundance and prosperity and mindset. Once we've understood what happens with the nervous system and how that creates the story around the form that our body has taken, mindset, we come in and start doing some work around that. Week 5 is really just bringing in more love into your life and doing different practices. And there's, the whole packet, soul contracts, karmic bonds, twin flames, all of that. We get into all that. Week 6 is magnetic manifestations. And so really talking about the law of attraction and how important all of that is, and aligning our own energy, and so much more to that too. So the investment, one time paid in full, is $444. A steal. I'm not even kidding. A steal. $444 paid in full for the whole 6 weeks. When you sign on, you get an introductory play packet. You get a bonus manifestation checklist. These are the bonuses. You get a bonus call with me, a one-on-one call. That's a $222 value, a 45-minute call. So the payment plan is $444 paid in full, or you can do 5 payments of $111. So each month it's $111 each month, or you can do a VIP access, which is everything in the program, all the bonuses included, plus a weekly one-on-one call with me. So 6 one-on-one calls with me in that, and it's $1,111. And that's a steal too, because my one-on-one coaching is 3 times that. So the bonuses you get, and these are all listed in the program, we get the manifestation checklist, you get the immediate access to the meditation and breathwork library. As soon as you pay and then create your account, you get all of that right away. You get relationship regulation, which is an in-depth explanation of what the nervous system is doing and how to regulate yourself. You get the one-on-one call with me, which I'm super pumped about because I really love to just connect with you guys one-on-one. And then you get more out of the program too. You get the private Facebook group and our live weekly call. So go check out that page and let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for it. And really just give yourself this gift. We start next Sunday. So enrollment is open now from here on out moving forward. And we start next Sunday, the 29th. Module releases and week 1 releases. And then our first call is that following Wednesday. So it's our first call is the 2nd of December. So like, get in on this. Let's do it. Now is your time. Give yourself this gift. The holidays are coming. A lot of people are just like really staying to them, keeping to themselves. This is all online and we get to connect in this way and we get to feel the sense of belonging in this, this group energy. So, am I getting a little laggy? Weird. So let me know if you have any questions. It's been an honor to be here with you guys, and I've loved being able to like support and guide you during this time. Gina, yes, strongly considering it. I really hope you take the leap and you invest in yourself and you do it. You're ready. You're so right there. And this just really accelerates, where you are with that Britney Spears birthday is the 2nd. Oh, Britney. See, Britney's like, you better work, bitch. You better work, bitch. That's one of her songs that like inspires me because it's like, yeah, you better work, bitch. Like they better work and I better work too. Like I'm doing my own work, but like you better work, bitch. It's a funny song, but I love it. Jennifer, what you said about physical intimacy is next level. Yes, you're finally there. Yes, let yourself really embody that. So you guys, thank you for being here. Like I said, it's really been an honor to share all of this with you. I really hope to see you inside the program, Reclaim Your Relationships. It's so powerful. It's so transformational. Those of you who have done programs with me before, you know how it really just fast tracks your results. A woman that I met with yesterday on a call for the free card pull that I'm offering, the 15-minute free card pull. She shared, she did a program with me over the summer, last summer, and she said it really felt like she had been pushing a boulder up a hill. And then now, after having done all that, and she's doing her own deeply healing inner work too, it feels like she's coasting downhill and like everything is just making sense, that it really just gave her that final push. So, and there's like so many other testimonials too that I have available to share with you guys. Thank you, Gina. Thank you for being here. And you guys, be in touch if you have any questions at all. And like I said, I hope to see you in the program, Reclaim Your Relationships. We start next week, the 29th. And the Facebook group is up and it's ready to go to start interacting in that other space. And I wish you guys all the best. I'm sending you all love and so much gratitude for you being here, okay? Talk to you soon. Peace.